the start of the 2021 season where Martin Truex Jr. just kind of cuts the course under caution, thinking he can do it. Well, he got penalized after that, so pretty stupid. He was leading the race and cost him a shot at the victory.
Next pace car. I was expecting him in chicane. The front stretch. This is that front stretch chicane. I got you. I don't know why I did that. That was a terrible job.
One more of just an idiotic moment was Robbie Gordon during the 2001 Sonoma race. Robbie Gordon was racing Tony Stewart for the win, but Kevin Harvick was a lap down trying to get his lap back. Robbie Gordon messed around with Kevin Harvick way too much. Kevin Harvick got to Robbie Gordon's inside after putting the bumper to him. Tony Stewart passed him, and away he went to the victory. Robbie Gordon cost himself a victory because he was too busy worried about a lapped car.
Watched him be loose all day. Now this is Kevin Harvick in the 29, turn 7.
To turn 7.
Turn 4 to turn 7.
Harvick's there.
Beating and banging. Stewart saw it happening.
And
into the S's.
Stewart had the momentum.
You see, this is just what drives me crazy. Robbie Gordon is worried about a lapped car, and he lets Tony Stewart take the lead.
What an idiot. This one still kind of baffles me to this day. Dave Blaney tries to, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he flies down pit road at an insane rate of speed and then just drives back up on the track, taking out some cars. Still to this day, it's very just dumb. Not sure what he was thinking there. One of the most idiotic calls in NASCAR history has to be done by Denny Hamlin's crew chief, Chris Gabehart. During the 2019 championship race, Denny Hamlin was flying. He had run down championship competitor Kyle Busch and was looking to take the lead in the championship. Heading down pit road, his crew put a giant piece of tape on the car and sent Denny off. Just a couple laps later, Denny had to bring it down pit road, take the tape off with an overheating engine, and it ultimately cost him a championship. Imagine getting wrecked under caution. Like, that's not normal. But imagine getting wrecked under caution on pit road by a safety truck. Well, Matt DiBenedetto at Sonoma got turned by a safety truck into his pit stall. I'd say the biggest idiot on this day was NASCAR. Sending the drivers to start the race at the New Hampshire race, knowing rain was in the area. Well, it only took a handful of laps until rain started in turn number 1. Race leader Kyle Busch drove off in there, hit the wall, and destroyed the rear end of his car. He was extremely upset with NASCAR as he tried to hit the pace car down the backstretch under caution after crashing. The entire NASCAR fan base and drivers were outraged. How could this happen? Apparently it was raining for multiple laps and they did not throw the yellow until somebody crashed. NASCAR was the biggest idiot on that day. I'm not sure if you can call this moment stupid because multiple people did it, but during the 2018 inaugural Roval race, Brad Keselowski sent all the drivers off into turn number 1 and essentially they all jumped off a cliff together. They all hit the wall, costing about 8 cars a shot at the win. Another really stupid moment is when you get penalized by NASCAR and take your anger out on your competitor. That will basically end your day, and it did for Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe ran off course and you are not allowed to do that. He then retaliated against Denny Hamlin, costing himself and Denny Hamlin a shot at the victory. Denny Hamlin was very upset after the race. These two clips aren't even on the racetrack. During the Atlanta Xfinity race, a hauler was leaving the track, tried to go under the tunnel, and got stuck. One of the most idiotic moves a driver has ever done that's not on the racetrack. Another one not on the racetrack is when Clint Bowyer and Jeff Gordon crashed each other in the garage area in the 2015 New Hampshire race. It was one of the most hilarious moments in practice I've ever seen.
New Hampshire Motor Speedway can be a tricky place on track, but as Clint Bowyer exits his 15 machine, it can be a dangerous place in the garage as well. You have to communicate with each other, and apparently this didn't happen. Watch. Jeff Gordon backs out. Right in the path of Clint Bowyer, Kyle.
Yeah, and look at his reaction when he comes into the garage stall. There he hits. Look at him holding his hands up. Give me a signal. Somebody give me a signal. Contributing to this, I think if you go back and look at that, the garage is wet. Look at the pavement. Look at the pavement. When he got ready to get, no matter what happened, and it was a miscue on somebody's fault there, whether it was Jeff's team and somebody wasn't talking to Clint or whatever. When he hit the brakes, the thing had to have slid some in the wet pavement.
I still cannot believe this even happened. Coming to the end of Stage 1 during the 2023 Texas race, Kyle Larson slammed on his brakes going into turn number 1 after the stage to slow down for the caution. The accordion effect happened behind him, and Martin Truex Jr. got turned under the stage caution. Still unbelievable. This clip definitely made Jesse Wuji's name known in the NASCAR universe. Jesse Wuji was a lap down and was told to get his lap back, so he decided to full throttle up the straightaway into the first turn at Portland. Knowing or not knowing, race leader Ty Gibbs was right behind the pace car, crashing Ty Gibbs under caution. Jesse Wuji was parked for 2 laps, and that pretty much sums up his NASCAR career. He's done a couple races since, but that's the most notable thing that Jesse Wuji has ever done. And if that isn't the most what an idiot award, I don't know what is. I will never understand this next clip. Michael Waltrip tries to merge exiting pit road on the apron, but decides to do it on the exit of the corner where the apron and the banking are uneven. I will never understand that. It is so dumb, and he ruined his Daytona duel race because of it. Mark Martin pulls down pit road while leading the race on the final lap, not after the checkered flag, and essentially gives the win to second place. It's one of those iconic moments that will live in the sport forever, but we can all agree it was very dumb.
He tweeted me and said that you went on Dan Patrick's show this morning and actually called your shot.
Well, I was thinking, that's true. That's true. He's like, so he's like, I'm not going to make a call on how you finished tonight. He's like, but how about you make the call? And so I answered, I was like, well, sure, it's going to be me then. And so then I was thinking, I was taking a shower after washing off my hairspray and makeup, and I was like, wait a second, that kind of sounded like a jerk thing to say. So what I really should have said is, well, I shouldn't be betting against myself, should I? So.
Danica and more.
He tweeted me and said that you went on Dan Patrick's show this morning and actually called your shot.
Well, I was thinking, that's true. That's true. He's like, so he's like, I'm not going to make a call on how you finished tonight. He's like, but how about you make the call? And so I answered, I was like, well, sure, it's going to be me then. And so then I was thinking, I was taking a shower after washing off my hairspray and makeup, and I was like, wait a second, that kind of sounded like a jerk thing to say. So what I really should have said is, well, I shouldn't be betting against myself, should I? So.
Danica and more.
Maybe you shouldn't call yourself out like that, Danica Patrick, because that just shows what an idiot you are. Danica Patrick apparently called her shot out on the race and ended up crashing. So that's pretty much of an idiot. When racing lapped cars, the best thing you want to do is to try to find the best way around them without hurting your race. Well, Jimmie Johnson was coming to the end of the stage in the 2020 Darlington race. Jimmie Johnson is on a long winless streak and could really use the win. Well, when he tried to get around lapped car Chris Buescher, he ended up wrecking himself, costing himself the win. And that race really could have helped Jimmie Johnson finish out his career. He really needed that win. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed NASCAR's most idiotic moments. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and always share kindness.
Not change tires and add fuel at the same time. So now the crew chiefs are going to say, okay, do we put tires on right now or do we change fuel?
I don't think they do either right now. I think these guys mostly will stay out. Phil, do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're at the very back of the pack, then you have nothing to lose. And I think it's so early, these guys are limited to the number of sets of tires that they can use. I think they will just come in and dump a little fuel in if you're at the back of the pack.
And let's remind the folks at home why this rule is in effect now. They're trying to save the team's money.
I really have no idea how to even explain this clip. But as you can see, there was a rule change during the 2009 truck season at Daytona, and it was very confusing. Yeah, I really don't know how to explain this. It's just very, very, very dumb.